Hi guys, I decided to do a little reading update on my October TBR. I have not read that much or not as much as I wanted to, but that's what happens when you work full time. So I have read Sorcery of Thorns, which I am rating like 3.5, maybe 4 stars. I will talk about it in another video, probably when I do a little overview of all the books that I've read. I am currently reading For the Wolf, which I am 61% in the book, I think. 61%. And so far, it was kind of slow to start with, although I think some people say it wasn't slow to start with, but I thought it was slow to start with. But so far I am starting to like it more as we are going along with the story. I am pleasantly surprised at this point, so we'll see how that goes. I just got a book in, which is The Priory of the Orange Tree. It's like massive. I think this is even bigger. Is it bigger? I think it's bigger. Then I think they are the same. Let's see how many pages Sarah Maas is. Sarah Maas has no, I don't do acknowledgements. I don't count those. It's got 751 pages, while this one has, I believe, 824 something. It comes with 804 pages. Oh, and it also comes with Persons of the Tale. Eastern names are listed by family name first. It also comes with a glossary. Glossary, is that what you guys call? This is pretty cool. I'm excited for this, but I'm not going to read this one first. I have also started Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is also quite slow to start, but that's okay. I have time. So that's also what I'm reading. I also downloaded Song of the Current, I believe. And I also downloaded which was it? Another book. I don't know yet. But I also want to start Kingdom of Souls because it is about witches and when it's about Halloween. That also sounds amazing, like Kingdom of Souls. Let me grab it. It's this one. This is also one that I actually want to start again. This is one, I talked about this in one of my previous videos, that this is a book that I started but didn't finish. So I came about this far in. So I am actually pretty excited to start this again, just from the beginning, and see whether or not I like it more now. Yeah, that's an option. And I also want to start the Bone season. I heard so many good things about it, so might start that one as well. But I'm the type of person who can only read one book a day, because otherwise it will just get too messy in my head and I will switch up characters. So yeah, we'll see how I'm going to go with all those books. I might do a little reading update later when I have finished For the Wolf and when I'm almost halfway through Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Talk to you guys later. Okay, I finished For the Wolf. I'm not really sure how to read this book or how many stars I'm going to give it, because it was such a strange read for me. I mean, It comes with quite a lot of content warning. Some I completely understand, like it's pretty graphic, pretty gore. There is bleeding for magical use, and first talk about that. I do not understand why they have to bleed so much, because they can use their regular magic instead of using blood, so don't really understand the purpose of cutting yourself. But let's start with the beginning. So this is basically a sort of retelling from Red Riding Hood, but it also goes a little bit into Beauty and the Beast, and I don't really follow both of the lines. Don't really understand why they say that it's sort of retelling. I mean, I understand the Red Riding Hood retelling in the beginning and from the title and the cover and the name of the character, but that's about it. I mean, for the wolf itself is actually just a person, so I was expecting more like he was going to transition into a wolf or something like that, or he could shapeshift into a wolf, something like that, but it was nothing like that at all. There wasn't even a wolf aspect to him, so I was a bit disappointed when it came to that. So as far as the retelling aspect of it, I did not understand it at all. I also kind of missed that they didn't describe the world as much as I love to. Like Valaydon, or how you pronounce it. There's no description of it whatsoever. It's just there and that's it, and they live there and that's it. The only thing that we do know is that these people are pretty religious and they follow the priestesses, well, the female priests. They follow them pretty much in what they say, which I also thought was pretty strange, because I mean, you do have your own opinions, but apparently not people there don't. Next thing is the connection between the two sisters. Like Red and Neve are very much connected. They have a pretty good bond between them, which I do love, because not everyone has good connection with their sister, but it's twins, and twins mostly have, I think, a pretty good connection, and I feel each other pretty well. And I do understand that losing your sister can be really difficult, so I do understand that Neve wants to try everything to find her sister, to save her sister, because she still believes Red is alive, and Red is alive, but still. So I did think that was a nice way of telling in the story. What I did miss was a little bit of a connection between the two main characters, Red or Radaris, and Eamon, if that's how you pronounce it. In my head I pronounce it like that. So Eamon is basically the wolf. He's described as this tall, dark, handsome, and she is like the second daughter that's sent to him as a sacrifice. And we know it's going to be a romance. We know that they are going to fall in love probably, but the way it happened, it was just pretty clumsy, pretty messy. I didn't really understand why they fell in love, because he was keeping information from him constantly. I personally would not be attracted to someone who was constantly keeping information from me, but each their own, I think. Other than that, I did love how Neve slowly got caught up in the religion aspect of the priestess. She got completely sucked into it and fell for their lies and beliefs, which I thought was written pretty good. One of the things which I also looked up on Goodreads, one of the things I still don't understand is the connection between Eamon, the forest, and the Five Kings. I still don't understand, because the way I understand is that the Five Kings trapped evil which we don't know what evil, but evil. They trapped evil in the forest, and somehow even is connected to the forest. Like, he has to keep the forest together, even though the 5 kings are trapped because they trapped evil. Like, can someone explain this to me? Because I think either I'm stupid or I just don't understand the way it was written. The forest itself was written pretty good. I thought it was pretty creepy. The vibes I was getting were pretty good, so kind of like that. I think I'm leaning towards giving this book a 3-star rating. I think that's more than enough. I am probably going to read the second book just to see how the story evolves, see whether or not maybe the magic and the connection between the magic, the forest, Eamon, the kings is a little bit better explained. Although I have a feeling that it's not going to be better explained, because I feel like they are going to follow more of Neve's story, since she is now trapped in the Shadowland. So I'm not sure how this is going to end. If you guys have read this book and liked it, please let me know. If you guys can explain to me the storyline from the magic and the kings and all that stuff, please let me know, because I am just a little bit confused at this point. I did think the book wasn't badly written, because it was going at a steady pace, and I did like the writing style, but I did have a more difficult time to keep reading this book. I just pushed myself to say, just finish it, just go with it, just one more chapter, which I don't always have when I read a book. Well, normally I just don't have that, so I do think that's a bit of a shame, because it's 400 pages, and I think this book could have easily ended with like maybe 300, 350 pages. I think there's just a little bit too much going on and too little explanation. So don't know if this is just me. So let me know in the comments if you have read this book and what you think of it. Bye guys.